Y'all, Tony Busby is exposing Jay-Z. Oh man, okay. So it's like 5:30 p.m. right now. I was just getting ready to call it a day. I haven't really been that motivated to get on camera. There have been some things filed which now that we're live now, I will talk to y'all about it. But something kind of more like pressing just happened that actually motivated me to want to get on here. So let me show that to y'all. It is Tony Busby. He is claiming as of yeah, not even an hour ago. Here is his Twitter, and he's claiming that some investigators from New York have called many of his law firm's clients, both current and former. What they didn't anticipate was one of the clients decided to record the conversation. Okay. So, investigators from New York, and he puts investigators in quotation marks, he says they've been calling all his clients, both former clients and clients that he's currently representing. What they didn't anticipate, one of these clients recorded the conversation. It's shocking and illegal. Tony Busby is accusing these investigators from New York of crimes. He says it is illegal. Here is a portion taken from the transcript. We have Tony Busby giving a transcript of the call right here in the tweet. Portion of the call. Investigator, quote, in a couple of days or maybe by next week, anyone Googling Busby and his company, his practice, are going into litigation. Okay. What does that mean? In a couple of days or maybe by next week, anyone Googling Busby is going into litigation? I don't get that. I don't understand what this is supposed to mean. But then the tweet goes on. What we're trying to do, this is a quote still from the investigator, quote, what we're trying to do is we're trying put this thing together for the company that we're working for. Okay. Again, y'all, do y'all remember those goons? I said this in I think my last Jay-Z video. I think Jay-Z and or Quinn Emanuel have something to do with the goons that everybody was calling Diddy goons. I think it was Jay-Z goons, in my opinion. I don't know. I wasn't there. But look, it does go on. What we're trying to do is put this thing together for the company we're working for. Quote, we could get you paid. You could get money right soon, you know? We gave this kid $1,000 to start yesterday just to get him on the right path. At the end of the day, this is going to go through the courts. Busby is getting sued. Oh my God. These guys are on tape offering to pay clients to sue our law firm. That is a crime. Wait a second, Busby. Hold on. Wait. Because somebody paid somebody to sue me. Is it a crime? Listen, I'm not the one saying that. Busby saying it. Is it a crime for someone to pay someone to sue me? I need to know. Maybe I have grounds to sue somebody. Okay, but what are you saying is these guys are on tape offering to pay my clients to sue our law firm. That's a crime. This is crazy. I mean, it does seem, though, I will say it definitely does seem like there's some very important stuff being left out. Like, I don't know how they got to this point in the conversation. And at least half of these statements are ambiguous. Okay. Like, what does this mean in a couple days? Anyone Googling Busby and his company, his practice are going into litigation. Like, that could mean they're going to sue anybody that's Googling them. What does that mean? I don't get it. What we're trying to do is we're trying to put this thing together for the company. What is this thing? And what company are you working for? We could get you paid, get you money right. For what though? For what? Like, we gave this kid $1,000 to start yesterday just to get him on the right path. I don't think we're getting all the information here. Now, this is not the only thing that Busby has said since the last video that I made on this issue. He did post something else on Twitter earlier today. And I think about 7 hours ago. No, this was about 17 hours ago. He says the New York Times contacted me to ask for my response to rapper Jay-Z's allegation that I had tried to extort and blackmail him. My response is pretty straightforward. No one has made any threats. Jay-Z's assertions are bogus and laughable. Instead, our firm sent a standard demand letter seeking a mediation on behalf of a woman who alleges Jay-Z assaulted her as a minor. The letter was vetted and approved by our client, whose preference was to attempt resolution short of filing a lawsuit. This approach is common in these type of cases, Busby says. What you are seeing played out now, Busby says, is a coordinated and desperate effort to focus the public's attention on me personally, to avoid attention on the allegations being made by my clients. This effort has included harassing my family and colleagues and even offering former clients money to sue me, which is illegal. It's illegal to offer somebody money to sue somebody. I need to know, because if that's illegal, I have a crime to report. I have a crime to report. Now, what I will say is, this is a very similar thing that happened to the Mr. Beast case, right? Like, when the first allegations came out, and the reason I bring up Mr. Beast is because this is the same law firm representing the same law firm, the same year, the same office, the same people representing. Okay, I'm not the same people. I don't know if it's the same people. I don't know if Alex Spiro is Mr. Beast's lawyer, but it could actually be literally exactly the same guy. I need to go check. But the way that they run these media campaigns, from my observation, which is public, y'all can go in and make a public observation with which you may disagree. But according to what I have seen, the way that the PR campaigns run is some really bad allegations come out first. And then a huge tidal wave of just any and every kind of allegation starts getting thrown at the wall. The Lunchables is moldy. The one time his baby sister's grandmother's daddy's dog, whose hamster died at the class project. I mean, it's just every old damn thing, to where it's like you get Oompaville doing an interview about it and he forgets to ask about Ava Crest Tyson. Okay. And I'm not saying he does it on purpose. No, I'm saying that that is exhibit A of what I believe. And from my public, I don't have any extra insight than y'all do. I'm just looking at it. Observations. It appears this is what happens. It's all this sideshow bull beep. And it's not, we forgetting to talk about what's the allegations. Okay. Now, that's not to say that reporting on this isn't important and talking about it from time to time isn't important, because I do think it is important to show the tactics, the ways. If you're just joining, hi, hello, make sure you click that like on the way in. We are reading now a tweet that is from earlier, today. This is actually from midnight. But Busby, if you're just joining now, Busby has alleged on Twitter at less than an hour ago that investigators, presumably from Jay-Z, but he doesn't explicitly say this, and presumably this is about Jay-Z. He's saying, they're contacting his clients and they're offering to pay them money to sue him. Okay. Now, I want to know, was anybody offered money to write false declarations about me? I wonder if Jamie Gilmore or Brenon, Selar, Bell, Emerald, whatever, Stephanie, whoever, I wonder if any of those people were offered money to write false declarations about me. I need somebody to tell me, is that a crime? Because if so, I have a crime to report. Okay, but right now we're reading this other tweet that he did hours ago, like basically last night around midnight. He's basically just saying, I did not extort or blackmail Jay-Z. This is a common approach in these types of cases. What you are seeing played out is a coordinated and desperate effort to focus the public's attention on me personally, Busby says, to avoid attention on the allegations being made by my clients. It's a big distraction, he's saying. This effort has included harassing my family and my colleagues and even offering former clients to money to sue me, which is illegal. When an alleged perpetrator behaves in this manner, Busby says, wildly asserting that a basic demand letter is extortion, and aggressively using the media to attack the opposing lawyer, while at the same time ignoring the allegations being made by the victim or the alleged victim. It reminds me of a famous line from Shakespeare. Oh, we're going to have, oh God, good. We have Tony Busby quoting citing Shakespeare. Quote, "The lady doth protest too much, methinks." So calling him a lady too. Busby's tweet goes on, "We intend to address all of these issues with the court in due course. Let me be clear, we will not be bullied or intimidated by these shenanigans, and our clients won't be silenced." Okay, and that one is one we've already covered. Now, since I have you here, we might as well go over the new filings in the Jay-Z case. Alex Spiro has filed in the Jay-Z case. I'm calling it the Jay-Z case, but it's a Jane Doe case against Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs. And then this Jane Doe case has now been amended as of 2 days ago to add a new defendant. And the new defendant is Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Carter, if you know what I mean. Sean Carter, Jay-Z. So let me pull that up. I want to show you all the new filing that was filed today by Alex Spiro. And you may have heard other people talking about it. I don't know if anybody actually did make a video on this yet or not. But like I said, I wasn't going to, but since I have you here, since we're here anyway, talking about Jay-Z and BUZBEE and people paying people to sue people, and we might as well talk about the new filing. This is docket number 42. Again, this is the civil complaint. A civil complaint. This is not a criminal complaint. Now, there's another thing too. Let me just address this too, since I have y'all, because I've been seeing a lot of people. I don't know if it's good faith or not. I feel like it's not, but I'm going to just say maybe it is. Okay. Saying like, if this Jane Doe is serious, why doesn't she just file a criminal complaint? And I need y'all to know that calling the police and filing a police report is not the same thing as filing a criminal complaint. Okay. A criminal complaint is a complaint that the government or the state or the feds or somebody that's the government has brought against you. Private individuals in general do not have the ability to file a criminal complaint against another private citizen. That's called a civil complaint. That's a dispute between two individuals. Okay. But when the government is seeking charges against you on the behalf of the people, on the behalf of, the law, there's a few technical ways where you can kind of dance about the issue. You can try to bring a civil RICO complaint, for example, which has a civil enforcement component. But RICO, to be charged as a crime, still has to be brought by the government. So all of these tweets I see, y'all look ignorant. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude. If y'all really don't know, this isn't against y'all. But the people that's trying to act holier than thou and acting like they don't believe nothing nobody says because why didn't she file a criminal complaint? It's she can't do that. So I don't know where you're getting that from. And then I'm seeing some, YouTube videos even she might file a criminal complaint. There's no way she can file a criminal complaint. The government might could, right? So in the Cassie situation, for example, that was not a criminal complaint. It was a civil complaint. It was a civil federal. It was brought in federal courts with a federal one. You can also bring them in state court, just under state laws, but it just depends, on a few factors. But Cassie was a private complaint. That was civil. Now, what the government did do, what the feds did do in short order was to take that complaint and craft their own. Listen to me, listen real close. Criminal complaint. Okay. So what Cassie filed was not a criminal complaint, and it never could have been a criminal complaint. Okay. So in the same way, there's no way that a Jane Doe can file a criminal complaint. She can go to the police. She can go file a police report, a complaint with the police. They then have to decide, or actually more appropriately and precisely, that would be then the district attorney would have to decide if they want to bring charges and file a criminal complaint. They do need the witness's cooperation in most cases, but that is not the same as a criminal complaint. Okay. So when y'all are out here hearing people say, why didn't she file a criminal complaint? That's why. She can't. Just like you can't go in and make the police do something about your landlord or your, baby's dad or mom or your cousin or your grandpa or your teacher or anybody. You can't make them do it. You cannot file a criminal complaint. There's, like I said, there's some specific, ways that you can get civil enforcement on a criminal statute and stuff like that. That's not the same as just going up to the courthouse and being like, all right, government, do something to this person. That's not how it works. Okay. All right. So here is the document from the civil complaint. This one is the Jane Doe versus Diddy and also now Jay-Z. Document number 42. Okay. Dear Honorable Judge Torres, on December 8th, so Judge Torres is the name of the judge in this case. On December 8th, so 2 days ago, plaintiff, that's the Jane Doe, we do not know who she is. We do not know who she is. In fact, that is a big point of contention in this case, is that Jay-Z and his lawyer, Alex Spiro, who represented, what's his name? Alec Baldwin in the Rust trial. So that's Jay-Z's lawyer in this case. I would recall some of y'all were calling him Zaddy and stuff. So that's who's filing this letter right now. This is not Mark Agnifilo. This is Jay-Z's lawyer, Alex Spiro. It might be Spiro. I don't know. As noted in plaintiff, okay, so on December 9th, so yesterday, we, meaning Jay-Z and his lawyer, filed a motion seeking to have the court decline to permit this Jane Doe from keeping on going as a Jane Doe. We don't want her to be a Jane Doe. As noted in that motion, plaintiff's attorney, Tony Busby, has engaged in a campaign to leverage unfounded and heinous allegations against celebrities to secure large settlements. He seeks neither justice nor peace for his victims. He seeks only to benefit himself. On the afternoon of yesterday, December 9th, 2024, after we had submitted the motion and accompanying exhibits, our offices received outreach via phone call and email from an individual who provided her name to us, but this person wishes to remain anonymous. Okay. So we have now here Busby doing the kind of 1-2 punch of like, well, if she gets to be a Jane Doe, then I'm not going to tell you who my source is, but I have an anonymous source and she called up to the Alex Spiro offices. Or wait, what does it say? Our offices received outreach via phone call. So y'all, I want you to be very careful not to interpret this to mean that this woman called the law firm up on her own accord, okay? Because receiving outreach via phone call could mean the goons called them up, okay? You have to actually read the words and see all the different things it could mean. I know what they want me to think it means, and I know it could mean that, but it could also mean some other stuff. Do you see what I'm saying? Our offices received outreach. Well, what did we just hear from Tony Busby just moments ago on the tweets? Less than an hour ago, he said these investigators, as portion of the transcript he's citing, which now I did not see, or I did not hear that transcript. I did not hear that phone call. I'm relying on Tony Busby to be telling the truth. I have no reason to believe he's lying, but if we catch him in too many lies, then we'll have to start questioning the credibility. But what did he just say in the tweet? He just said less than an hour ago in his own tweet that these basically investigators were working for a company. So the company could have easily reached out to Alex Spiro, and that would be a perfectly true statement if the company reached out to him. Because Alex Spiro offices, which is Quinn Emanuel, received outreach via phone call. Phone call from who? Could have been from that lady. Could have been from the purported individual. We don't know. Could have been from the company. We don't know if this was on her own accord because he doesn't say. We received outreach from an individual who provided her name to us, though wishes to remain anonymous. Mary Henderson, another lawyer at the firm, spoke to this woman who informed Mary Henderson that she had previously reached out to the Busby law firm with respect to allegations of trafficking and abuse unrelated to Mr. Combs or Mr. Carter. Okay, so this lady, somehow, some way, we don't exactly know how, but an individual who wishes to remain anonymous, she somehow is in touch with the firm where Jay-Z's law firm that, working for him. This lady, Mary Henderson, speaks to this Jane Doe. And the Jane Doe, not the plaintiff in this case, a different Jane Doe, a different anonymous individual. She says, I had reached out to attorney Busby to talk about trafficking and abuse, but it had not been abuse related to Diddy or Jay-Z. So she was naming a different perpetrator. Okay. The Busby firm representatives with whom she spoke asked the woman when she met P. Diddy, even though her account did not relate to P. Diddy at all. Members of the Busby firm encouraged this woman to pursue her claims anonymously. So members of the firm encouraged her to move forward as a Jane Doe. And it said, even though she did not have any interest in doing so. Well, this is weird to me, okay? Because right here, Alex Spiro is saying this woman did not want to proceed anonymously. She did not want to be anonymous, but Busby, it was Busby and his firm who were trying to convince her to do so, encouraging her to do so, even though she did not want to. But what does he say 2 sentences prior? We got a phone call and an email, but she wants to be anonymous. So she did want to be anonymous here in this filing, but she didn't want to be anonymous when she was earlier going to say the same accusations. I'm going to need some explanation as to what happened between the time that she had no interest in being anonymous, because they're throwing out Busby like Busby is the one sitting here forcing her to do it. But it's like, or encouraging is the word they use. But I need some explanation, because right up here, she wants to remain anonymous now. All of a sudden, why? I have questions. When the woman raised wanting to talk to law enforcement, she was informed that it was not encouraged. Wow, that's interesting. After several outreaches, the woman again spoke with members of the Busby firm who she felt were pressing her to make allegations. Now, several outreaches to who? I don't know. What does this mean? They reached out to her. She reached out to them. She spoke with them again and felt that they were pressing her to make allegations of being put under the influence of rugs, being held down. They were pressuring her to make allegations of being physically assaulted. And it says allegations that were not true. When the woman declined to adopt the version of events proposed by members of the Busby firm, she was dropped as a client. Okay, so this is Jay-Z's lawyer. When the woman declined to adopt the version of events proposed by Busby, she was dropped. They dropped her. Now, is this true? I don't know. Did they drop her for this reason? I don't know. And it doesn't actually say that is why they dropped her. It just said when. So anything could have led to that. I really don't know. Maybe it's because they only have time to deal with clients that sue and Diddy right now. Or possibly they're evil monsters over there. I mean, I certainly don't know. Though the woman provided her identity to Mary Henderson, she now wants to remain unnamed for fear of retaliation by the Busby law firm, but she wasn't fearful of retaliation previously. The information provided by this woman is in the declaration of that other lawyer at the firm, Mary Henderson, and it is attached as Exhibit A. This information, which came to, they're saying it came to them unsolicited. Yeah, I bet. Maybe. I don't know. I would like to know what their definition of unsolicited is. This information, which came to Quinn Emanuel unsolicited, is further evidence in support of Jay-Z's right to thoroughly investigate, test, and respond to the spurious allegations that have been leveled against him. We respectfully request that the court consider this additional information, which was received by Quinn Emanuel only after the filing of yesterday's motion was complete. So they're saying yesterday after the motion was filed, only then we get this unsolicited call. It was in connection with the motion to deny the plaintiff's request. So this is kind of like a little bit of a follow-up letter. Now here is the attachment, which Jay-Z's lawyer is claiming this is going to be a transcript of a call of their own. Okay, so here's the thing that I find is interesting. It's kind of like chess. Like, this was filed earlier today. And then in the meantime, since this was filed, Tony Busby went on Twitter and said, "Oh, really, buddy? You want to talk about a call that you want to talk about parts of a call transcript recordings and putting them out? I'm going to put mine out on Twitter, baby." And then he did, right? So now today, December 10th, 2024, we have two different, projectile flying past each other having to do with calls and memorializations of calls, one being filed in court, one being filed on Twitter. And I don't know, Busby might be filing it in court too right now as we speak. We really don't know. But here is the memorialization of Mary Henderson. And this is her saying what she talked to this former Busby client about on the phone. She says she works for Quinn Emanuel. Um, Submit declaration in support of Jay-Z's motion to deny plaintiffs the motion to proceed anonymously. On December 9th, I spoke by telephone with a female adult resident of the state of Texas whose name is known to me. Again, this is Mary Henderson. This is not Alex Spiro, but it's just another lawyer at Jay-Z's representation, like who's representing him. Mary says last night or, yesterday, December 9th, she spoke by telephone with a female adult resident of the state of Texas who she knows her name, but she's not going to say her name right now. Another adult whose full name is known to me was a witness to the conversation. So we have a witness to the conversation who also can attest. The information contained in this declaration is an accurate summary of that information provided to me by this woman yesterday. Namely that in early October 2024, this woman, the unidentified woman who they talked yesterday on the phone, this woman is calling to report on Busby to Jay-Z's law firm. This woman saw coverage of attorney Anthony Busby's press conference regarding allegations of trafficking and abuse by Diddy, and submitted a brief outline of exploitation events via a Busby law firm website online submission form. Okay, so she goes on the Busby website. So she goes and sees Tony Busby's press conference. Okay, and then goes to his website and she submits an outline of her own experiences after seeing this Sean Combs, Busby Diddy press conference. The woman spoke with 3 members of Busby's firm and provided details regarding her experiences as a victim of trafficking by celebrities entirely unrelated to Mr. Combs. Okay, so she's calling to report that she is also a victim of this type of bleep-ficking, and but it's not Diddy, it's not Jay-Z. She was told they would take on her representation. So it's not about Diddy, it's not about Jay-Z, it's a different celebrity. After detailing her experiences to an attorney at the firm, he pressed for a connection to Mr. Combs, asking, "At what point did you meet Diddy?" Even though she made it clear that her case was unrelated to Mr. Combs. Okay, so it seems like, yeah, okay, she's talking to another attorney. After detailing her experiences to an attorney at the firm, this attorney is like, "All right, so when did you meet Diddy?" And it was weird to her because, even though she made it clear her case had nothing to do with Diddy. Then Mr. Busby's firm pressed for this woman to pursue a civil case as an anonymous Doe plaintiff. Okay, so then she's saying, this is Mary Henderson, a lawyer representing Jay-Z, or a lawyer at the firm. Mr. Busby's firm, the Busby law firm, pressed for this woman to pursue a civil case as a Jane Doe, even though she never raised proceeding anonymously as a possibility, and questioned doing so after it was heavily suggested to remain doing so, even though she was not interested in remaining anonymous at the time. And I just want to know why she now all of a sudden wants to be anonymous. When the woman brought up wanting to go to law enforcement with her allegations, quote, members of the Busby firm informed her that going to law enforcement was, quote, not encouraged. After not hearing from Busby's firm for weeks, okay, so she's being represented by Busby's firm, and apparently she didn't hear from them for weeks, during which time the woman tried to contact this firm multiple times. So she's trying to get in touch with her own law firm. They will not, representation, and they will not answer the phone. Again, this could be true, this could be not. I don't know, I wasn't there. But it says she didn't hear from this Busby's firm for weeks. And during this time, the woman tried to contact the firm multiple times. She spoke again with a member of the firm who pressed her to confirm false details regarding her experiences as a victim, including that she was given the substances, held down, pushed, and physically assaulted. She felt directed and coached by Mr. Busby's firm to say that someone held her down and put drugs in her mouth when that was not her experience. She felt forced to lie. Now, I just want to say I wasn't there. I don't know if this happened or not. Okay. Um, if this is true, it's going to, I think, kind of seriously undermine the credibility of any and all of Busby's clients. Not I should say not the clients, not the clients, not the clients. I'm going to amend that. It's going to cast doubt on the credibility of any and all of Busby's filings because you're going to not be able to separate the difference between Busby and his tactics from the clients and their allegations. It's like, well, is the client saying this? Or did Busby make her feel or him feel or them or they feel forced to say this? And if you're asking me what my opinion is, just like my pure unadulterated speculation, psychic vision from the mothership, I don't know. I really don't. Cause I do have like my own like personal experience trying to contact the Busby firm that I might talk about one day. I just have felt like it really wasn't relevant. But because of that, I really couldn't tell you one way or the other if I believe this or not. Um yeah, that's all I'll say about that right now. I will tell y'all, I just want to make sure I'm putting it in the right context and saying the right things and stuff. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to make it seem like I'm saying something I'm not. But anyway, okay. So what else was allegedly said on this call? When the woman made clear she was unwilling to adapt to the narrative Mr. Busby's firm laid out and wanted only to speak her truth, she was dropped as a client and told that Mr. Busby's firm was unwilling to represent her any longer. She felt as though once she had expressed that she was not a coachable victim, she was dismissed. Now, this statement would also be a lot more powerful from an evidentiary perspective, like actual like weight of evidence perspective, if it had been submitted by the anonymous, person. Like if she had just put her name and said, yeah, like I tried to call this man up and, his firm basically wouldn't represent me unless I was suing Diddy or would act like Diddy was doing something to me. Um, This woman shared this information because she felt the conduct by Tony Busby's firm, specifically, quote, to encourage lies, discredits those who are legitimate victims. This woman expressed that she fears retaliation from Tony Busby's firm if she shares her true identity or signs her name to a declaration, in this case at this time. Okay, so this is pretty powerful here. The woman expressed she fears retaliation from Busby and his firm. So, Busby, you might expect Busby to go, oh, please. What do you mean she fears retaliation from me and my firm? I would not do that. Jay-Z's lawyer, Spiro, he can turn back around and say, well, that's what you said to keep the Jane Doe victim anonymous. So, what's good for the, Jane Doe got to be good for the gander. So that's probably why they put that right there because it's an argument that Diddy and that Jay-Z is relying on. That Tony Busby is relying on. So that's probably why Jay-Z's lawyer put it right here. Okay, so that was that declaration. Now, there was one other thing that was filed in the case, and it's just the summons. I'm not going to pull it up, but I will tell y'all that it is document number 43. The reason I'm not pulling it up is because it does have a lot of people's addresses and stuff on it, and I don't want to get my video took down and all that. Let me see, was there anything else? No, we read that yesterday. Okay, so there was one other thing that's been filed in the Diddy case on the Diddy docket. So let me just, while I have you here, let's talk about that. It's another lawyer. It's one of those new ones that just came up. Remember they had just put those two new lawyers on the docket. One's name's Olga Zavrovich or something, and then one's like Matthew something. Let me pull it up. Okay. Yeah, okay, so we have this notice of appearance. This is document 105. And this now we are in the criminal case. This is the Diddy criminal case. The undersigned attorney respectfully requests the clerk to note his appearance. So this is a lawyer named Matthew R. Shahabian. Okay, Matthew R. Shahabian. He's coming in on Diddy's case. That's document 105. And that's it. That's the whole Diddy docket right there. So let me go back to Pacer and let me just see if anything else has happened. Let's go to Tony Busby's Instagram. Let's see if he said anything over there. Just no, nothing new. The most recent thing on here is still him as his first platoon, whatever. Hold on. This one. He kind of looks like that thing from Shape of Water in this picture. No offense, Tony, but that's kind of the truth. What did he say he was? This picture of the weapons platoon, Commander Alpha Company, 1st Battalion, 4th Marines from our old Western Pacific cruise book. Let's see Tony Busby say anything else on Twitter. That's his most recent tweet. Okay, I'm going to go to Pacer. I'm going to see if anything has been filed in the Jay-Z lawsuit just because, we're here to talk about that. So can you imagine something's been filed and I'm getting off of here and then it's like, got to make a whole nother video. Not that I really mind, but I do like to keep this stuff together so y'all can keep track of what's going on as stuff is filed. Cause I know how it's hard to catch up once you're behind, it's hard to keep up. Okay. So look, this is the most recent thing. Wait, what was the unintentional roast? The client was reached out to about being paid off. Okay. Request for issuance of summons as to Sean Carter. So the most recent thing here, was the summons. And then this letter here, there was one other thing filed that we didn't talk about. That's number 41, letter motion to expedite the hearing. So that was filed last night. Again, I do think probably some folks did cover this already. Y'all probably already know about it. But there was another filing, and it's filing number 41 in the Diddy Jay-Z case. Let me pull it up. Oh, did I not? I might not have. That's okay. I can just pull it up here. It's fine. I saved it, or I saved it in the wrong spot. I am wont to do that from time to time. Okay, so this is document 41. This was actually filed yesterday. And again, this is just to show y'all for the purposes of if you're trying to keep up with, everything filed. This is back to the Jay-Z Diddy case. This was yesterday. Dear Judge Spiro, he's writing it. We write on behalf of our client, Sean Carter, that's Jay-Z, concerning the inflammatory allegations made against him in the recently filed amended complaint. Based on the meritless and frivolous accusations, Jay-Z filed a motion to deny plaintiff's request to proceed anonymously or to dismiss the complaint entirely. Due to the highly sensitive nature of this matter and the intense media scrutiny it has generated, we respectfully request to be heard on an expedited basis. Okay, so they want this quick. They want this fast and quick. Jay-Z does. For the avoidance of doubt, and what do they want fast and quick? Not necessarily a trial. That's not necessarily what they're saying. They want to get to the issue of whether or not to allow this person to go forward as a Jane Doe. That's what they want to get to quickly. Not necessarily, although I'm sure they would like to get to all of it quickly. I'm sure Jay-Z would also like the opportunity to gather the evidence he needs and all of that. For the avoidance of any doubt, Jay-Z is entirely innocent, his lawyer says. This is a shakedown. He is not mentioned, referenced, or implicated in any way in the criminal investigation of Mr. Combs. He is neither a target or a person of interest in that investigation. Adding to the urgency of this matter, Tony Busby has orchestrated a months-long press campaign aiming at inflaming public opinion and escalating the events in real time on social media platforms. Every day and in real time, Busby continues to amplify false narratives. So they're calling out his use of Twitter and Instagram, which they filed this yesterday. And here's Tony Busby today. I will be telling everybody you what you try to do to me. Busby continues to amplify the false narratives, exploiting the legal process to generate media attention and damage Jay-Z's reputation. And it's kind of another one of those good for the goose, good for the gander, because what they're kind of saying is the reason that they want to know who the Jane Doe is to do exactly this. They want to come back. They want to lash back and do exactly this. This relentless campaign underscores the need for a fast track hearing. Okay. The relentless campaign on the behalf of Tony Busby underscores the need for a fast track hearing to address these issues promptly and prevent further harm. Plaintiff's request to proceed anonymously is both procedurally improper and unsupported by law. The federal rules, we're talking about Rule 10A, require all parties to be named in their pleadings, reflecting the bedrock principle of transparency in judicial proceedings. This Jane Doe has failed to demonstrate any compelling circumstances that would justify an extraordinary departure from this rule that you have to put your name on the paper. The speculative and unsubstantiated claims of harm presented by plaintiff's counsel, so Busby, so these speculative and unsubstantiated claims presented by Busby and Jane Doe, they do not meet the stringent standards required by the Second Circuit and other federal courts to allow her to proceed as Jane Doe. Furthermore, her allegations, coupled with the conduct of her lawyer, Tony Busby, suggest a deliberate attempt to leverage the judicial process to generate unwarranted media attention and pressure Jay-Z into settlement. This misuse of the legal system undermines both its integrity and Jay-Z's ability to defend himself. Maybe we did read this. We either read this or something that sounded very similar. It is critical that plaintiff's identity be disclosed so Jay-Z can investigate and respond. Okay. So he wants to come right back at her. We further note, I think I did read this. The timing of this filing coincides with ongoing media coverage of unrelated matters involving Diddy and his criminal trial. And Busby doesn't even represent those victims. And this underscores the prejudicial and retaliatory nature of Jane Doe's claims. I don't know. I mean, I think it's a bit far to say that this person who you don't even know who it is necessarily acting in a predatory and retaliatory way. The amended complaint appears designed not to seek justice, but to amplify unsubstantiated allegations and harm Jay-Z's reputation by Busby, allowing this plaintiff to proceed anonymously, this Jane Doe, would deny Jay-Z's fundamental right to confront his accuser while simultaneously enabling her and her lawyer to conduct a trial by media. Given these circumstances, we urge the court to deny the request to proceed as a Jane Doe. And also, we want you to dismiss the complaint. This matter is of the utmost importance. We request an expedited hearing. They want to get out there fast to address the significant procedural and substantive issues. We are available at the court's earliest convenience to provide additional briefing or to appear for a hearing on this matter. Okay, so that was filed yesterday. I don't know if I read that exact document or if I read something with the same arguments. We might have read that exact document, but in any event, that was document number 41. And just one more time, I'm going to check Diddy's criminal case. I just have a feeling something's going to get filed. Like, I just feel like something's about to happen. I'm going to have to be right back on this live. You know what I mean? Nope, so far, no. I mean, we have a letter that was filed by, the government, but it's just like, let me pull it up. This is back to Diddy's case. It's just like the filter team stuff. So this lady, Olga Zverovich, she's from the tank team, the filter team, the government filter team. This is document number 106 in the Diddy criminal complaint. The two undersigned assistant U.S. attorneys recently joined, right? So the two that recently joined are Olga and Matt Shahabian. Zverovich and Shahabian. They want to provide an update to the court regarding the upcoming response to the defendant's pending motion. The undersigned attorneys, that's Matt and Olga, joined the filter team to address the issue of whether, what are they on the filter team for? To address the issue of whether Diddy has met his burden of showing that the notes were actually privileged. So they're not even going to be able to argue about this, is what they're saying. This whole filing is basically them saying we're not even going to be able to argue about this because we're not allowed to look. We're not allowed to look. Remember, you told us we weren't allowed to look at this to argue it. So they're letting the court know that they're limiting their arguments to the only things that they're actually allowed to look at, because if they and they say if we're going to need to say further things, then we're going to need the judge to allow us to look at that evidence. So that's pretty much what that is about. And then they show like this redacted. They're like, this is what we're working with, Your Honor. Like, what do you want us to do with this? Okay. So then there was something else. Oh, yes, this New Life Plan. Thank you for the 999 super chat. Emailed you, Kristen Cavalieri, exposing Kardashians on her podcast, and Brittany and her manager tried to friend her to silence her clone theory and talking about it. Hollywood. I don't know anything about any of this. I need to get on Kristen Cavalieri's podcast, I guess. I mean, like watching it, not on it like that. Thank you for the 999 super chat. Thank you for the 499 super chat. New Life Plan. I meant the Hollywood cabal. Her words. Cabal. Hope you find it interesting. Yeah, I'll go check that out. I didn't even know she had a podcast. Thank you for that 499 super chat. Thank you, Sadala Tristan, for becoming a member. Shout out to you. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the $2 super chat. He posted on X like an hour ago. I know. That's what I started the video off with. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Nicole, thank you so much for the $4.99 super sticker. Really appreciate that. May is around the corner. Guys, make sure you clarify who you're speaking about so you don't get blocked. Also, sarcasm doesn't translate in chat. Oh my God. I come to the chat for 1 second and I see y'all are misbehaving for Monica. What other mods are in the chat? Shout out to Monica. Shout out to Diamond Rainbow. Shout out to Christy. I can't stop laughing at the side hearts and stuff. I don't know what that means. Queen of YouTube. Yes, indeed. His contract must be up. No, I don't know what you mean. Remember Diddy tried to fight Cassie before the video leaked? Did he? All of this is right in front of your face. I don't know what that means. Like y'all need to stop saying stuff like that. Open your eyes. Wake up, people. Like give some details or go. Jane Doe, J-Lo accessory before and after, according to Noki. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty, you know. She was fine with Shine answering for Puff. At least Kim tried to tell us. I mean, I still never did. This is another thing too. Biggie, Shorty, all of them are under investigation. So don't tell them what's going to happen. Justin Shade said Diddy and Beyonce are cousins. I'm going to need proof. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of allegations flying to and fro. And that's why we have to make sure, we not, just believe in every single thing that's said. Because if you don't believe every single thing that's said, then you don't look silly whenever it comes out being not true. We can only believe what, we have some evidence for and stuff for sure. Well, amendment, you can believe whatever you want. You just can't say it as a fact. We got to be like open to the truth. You don't want your preconceived notion to cloud the truth. I mean, I don't think you do. Thank you, Mary Vodka. Hello from Houston. Shout out to Houston in the chat. Reese, thank you for the $2.99 super sticker. Appreciate that. Yep, this one is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. They made a fair. They done made a fair. Pillow Talk fair. They made it. Run out and get you some, not sponsored. But now that I said that, maybe I'll put a little link. Maybe after my live's over, I'll put a product link and I'll get a % or something. Do I think they'll name names before Christmas? Well, it depends what you're asking. It depends what you're asking, Allie, because who's they? Who's they? Because I mean, I'm thinking somebody named some names before Christmas already. You're looking at Jay-Z, Do I think they're going to do some type of superseding indictment? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. Thank you for the $5 super sticker, Ariana Crabtree. Appreciate that. Thanks so much. Wait, what? Love the work. Don't mean to repeat. Please get an interview with Jonathan Hay, the publicist of Rihanna. Where he's at. Tell him to come on. Please hydrate. Oh, I don't actually require water. I don't know who's cringy, awkward AF, but you just got banned because Monica already told y'all to make sure you say who you're talking about. I think J-Lo is throwing every name at the walls. Mother of Baggins is saying. Oh my gosh, some of y'all's comments. What is this, bots in here or what? Definitely a little lightheaded, got everything but a soul. Oh my god, y'all are funny. Did you see Brittany driving her new Toyota today? I thought it was a Nissan. Real life street stars did an interview with Rihanna ex-publicist. I don't know. I haven't. You said zero made me laugh. The Queen's Court does not accept bots. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Everyone needs water. No, I don't require water, Andrew. I'm telling you, I don't. I mean, I do drink it just because, like, if you don't at all, they'll be like, it's a grounds for a conservatorship or jail. But I really don't. I think I might just like actually like absorb the water from the air. Frankly, I just don't even need it. Whoever just called me a liar was banned from the channel for life. Goodbye. Oh my god, I see there's some new people in the chat that have never been here before. Oh my god, y'all are here for the first time. You just got booted. That was a while ago. They keep recycling it. This interview is wild. I'm definitely giving it a watch. Toyota Sequoia. Oh, it is a Toyota, you saying? Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just don't require it. No. Breatharianism means I didn't require food, and I do require food. I do. I mean, I can go a long time without food, though. Like, I can go a good, like, at least 2 days comfortably without a lot of discomfort. Yeah, I can. Like, by about the end of the 3rd day, I'm starting to get a little uncomfortable. But I don't really need food that much either. No. I don't need nothing, really. I don't need food. I don't need money. I don't need water. I need air. I do need air. That I need. I thought it was a Nissan, too. But that's not to say everybody out there should try to be like me, because y'all might really hurt your health. Okay, this is me. This is what works for me. I'm not a normal human. So y'all make sure you who else is paying witnesses is what I want to know. I know. I know. It's like there's a whole water business out here. Can I talk to Judge Joe Brown about what? No, I don't. I mean, I get like a migraine every like maybe like 3 months or so. It'll last like a day or 2, but it's usually like more synced up with like when it's about to be a full moon. Like usually like within the 3 days before a full moon, that's when I'll get a migraine, and maybe like 2, 3 times a year, maybe 4 times a year that'll happen. Somebody said I heard they don't drink water in England. Well, maybe that's my cousins over there. I think Jay-Z was behind. Live Life said, I think Jay-Z was behind those private investigators. I think so too. I really do think so too. You will get a lot of info from him, including Jay-Z ties. Well, he can come on. Y'all, the thing about it is I'm realizing like a lot of, yeah, I mean, I've heard that too, Katie. I've been thinking a lot about this lately, about how like once you start like interviewing people and like making friends with people and stuff, you kind of like become like more a part of the story. Like we talked about this with Mims, and when we had that panel with Pascal and Mims and Natanya, Andy was here, Rabbit was here. And it was like, you know, once you start talking to like all these different people, it's like you become a different like part of the story in a different way. It's not like, I kind of like being like one of y'all, you know what I mean? Like I kind of like being like, oh my God, can you believe they filed this? Oh my God. Like, I don't need to know everybody in the story. You know what I mean? But at the same, so Truth Teller said, no, no, we do have water. We drink water, and yeah, I can confirm. And also too, I know a lot of y'all have been saying that y'all want him. Not the Joe Brown is a new one. But some of y'all have been saying y'all want me to interview some other people. And it's like the other folks that y'all want me to interview with, it's like they have answered every question imaginable. I can literally not even think of a new question to ask some of these folks, because they have already done such a prolific and good job at getting their story out there. So it's like, I don't know what I would even talk to them about. Beyond that, I'm always, you know, open to like, if somebody wants to reach out to me and say like, I want to come on your, you know, show or what channel or whatever and talk about whatever, like I'm down, like reach out. But it's like a whole nother job, like aspect of it that I'm realizing is like, you have to like kind of like know what to even Like, okay, there's someone in your comments like, oh, you got to interview so and so, such and such. And it's like, okay, cool. And then it's like, now what? Like, I don't, some people I do know what I would ask, but just kind of thinking out loud here. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat, ATK. Love you, mean it. And like water either. It's just so whatever. Thank you for helping with the transparency with everything. You're the best. Yeah. I mean, that's I'm trying to just get to the truth out here. Judge Joe Brown, I know. Thank you, Claire, for the £1.99 super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Tara Lynn for the $4.99. New to your stream, but really enjoying your insights. Thank you so much. And thank you for that $4.99 super chat and the kind words. Did you see another lady came out as the girl in the D&G shirt? No, girl, please don't pull me down this path again. The girl in the D&G shirt, run and tell everybody it was me. It was me. Surprise. I'm just kidding. I don't mean to make light of it, but what is this? 3 people now we've heard say that's them in the D&G shirt. And somebody it is. For somebody it has to be true, right? New lawsuit against Tony Busby. No, I already read that one. Tyler Perry. What? Oh, not him. His like manager or something, right? Absolutely positive love. Pink Puffs, thank you. They need to unveil Celebrity B, somebody said. Right. That surprise D&G shirt. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Blue, thank you so much for that. Thumbs up, peeps. It's free. Put a 1 in the chat if you yeah, I wish. Yeah, right. Put a 1 in the chat if you got your merch in time. There might still be some. I heard Jonathan Hayes is telling not true stories. Who's that? Really true for Anna Kane. She had to come forward, and the same lawyer that represented Cassie represents her. Yeah, exactly. They did that to make her come forward. Actually, Empath Rhapsody, that is another misconception. The Jane Doe did not come forward because of anything that had to do with the social media. The Jane Doe, Anna Kane, she did not come forward because she was forced to do so by this social media campaign. They did this to make her come forward, misinformation campaign. That's a misconception. That might be the misinformation campaign. I'm not saying you're doing it. I'm saying that this has been said so much that people believe it and it's not true. The reason that this particular Jane Doe, who now has been revealed to be Anna Kane, the reason that she had to reveal her identity was because the case was allowed to go forward under the New York, what is it, like the victims of New York victims of sexual assault, whatever, like the statute tolling. And so what actually was ordered, it was all the way back in February. So like almost a whole year ago, that Jane Doe in that case, who now we know to be Anna Kane, she was ordered all the way back in February that if she was going to move forward with her case, she had to say her name. But the judge allowed there to be a little bit of a pause on whether or not she had to actually come out and say it, because there were some other issues to determine whether the case was even going to go forward at all. Now, recently in the past week or two, the case was decided. The judge decided the case could go forward. So because the judge decided the case could go forward, Jane Doe, that kind of retroactive order from, like over almost a year ago, that one kind of comes alive now, and she had to reveal her name. So that was not anything at all whatsoever to do with Misha, other than the incidental fact that they both dealt with that same lawsuit. And importantly, I don't remember a time where Misha herself, LaMisha Fuller, whatever her name is, actually said, yes, I filed that lawsuit. I filed that lawsuit in the Jane Doe. There's a lot of things that she did say that contradicted with herself. And there's a lot of things that she did say that are verifiably, demonstrably just not possibly true. But it was really, in my memory, more Adria and Lionel B who were saying with certainty that she filed that lawsuit. Now, that's a different statement than I'm the one in the picture, because Misha was saying she was the one in the picture, but she was not the one that filed the lawsuit because she didn't have a lawyer. And that was one of the points of contention that I never could get off the ground of like, what's going on here? Who filed this lawsuit? If you go back and look at what questions I was asking on that very day, that's what I was asking. Who filed that lawsuit? Because Misha said it wasn't her. Yes, but she is the one in the picture, Melissa, is not the same thing as I am the one who filed the lawsuit. Importantly, Misha was saying that someone was impersonating her to file a lawsuit. It's very weird. It's very weird. New Life Plan, Dream Kardashian wearing an Aaliyah t-shirt after dressing as Kobe Bryant for Halloween is my yellow shirt conspiracy from Rob. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. New Life Plan. Dream. Oh, you're saying like Rob Kardashian. Oh, like a plane? Because what's the thing in common there is the plane situation. Dream Kardashian is wearing an Aaliyah t-shirt after dressing as Kobe Bryant for Halloween. So Dream Kardashian dresses Kobe Bryant. Maybe that's a cry for help. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Thank you, Comment Mama, for the $2 super chat. Look at Ashton's thorn and his software spotlight. Ashton's thorn and its software spotlight. Okay, let me write that down. I'll look it up later. Ashton thorn spotlight. Okay. Thank you for the $2 super chat. God motivation. Are you on Blue Sky? What is that? I don't think so. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Aduko says, do you think the victims will be able to have a fair trial due to the massive amounts of false allegations and misinformation muddying the waters? Yes, absolutely, I do. Because there's rules that say that judges are not allowed to do extrajudicial research. They're not allowed to take ex parte statements from anyone. They're not supposed to be watching any of this stuff going on. So yes, if the judges follow the rules, then they absolutely can get a fair trial. If the jury doesn't lie, then yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. They can get fair trials. There's been way bigger stories than this that get fair trials. So I do. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. No signature hearsay. Exactly. It's just hearsay, Kira. Hey, Bamba Bamba. I just went through a Rob Kardashian rabbit hole. I know, right? Yeah, and I do not want that. I don't want y'all to take me saying that I think they'll be able to get a fair trial as me saying that's a-okay for Lionel B and Adria to be out here acting crazy. I definitely don't think so. And I think that, I'm not going to impugn any bad faith, any intent on anybody. It does seem as though there could be some extraneous circumstances going on, at least for Adria, that may be contributing a little bit to her public displays of outbursts and shenanigans. But I will say, even with the best of intentions, when you have a platform that size, you do have a little bit of a responsibility to at least, I don't know how to act. I'll put it that way. The FBI requested help from Thorn for the use of their software Spotlight. The program. Wait, so that's Ashton's? That's very interesting. Yeah. Okay. Well, let me do one more sweep, one more check of the two cases. I just feel like something's as soon as I get off this live, it's gonna be like freaking 3 documents filed. Nope, nothing new here. Now let's go to the Jay-Z one. I also checked the Busby, the lawsuit filed against Tony Busby himself. Nothing was filed there either. Nothing's been filed. Okay. Well, that's all I really had. Oh, there's gone one more. New Life Plan 999 super chat. You're the nighttime law princess of YouTube these days. How close are we on the legal fund goal? Oh my God, good point. I do need to I need to have another fundraiser or two before the year over. Let me go. Let's see. Facts. Let's see. Where's the legal fund? Is it legal fund urgent? Or is it? Yeah. Oh, we got to get back on it. We got to do another fundraiser, y'all. We still got like $7,370 to go. Oh, we got to get another fundraiser going. Yeah, but thank you for the $9.99 super chat. And if you would like to, Melissa said, I've been basically checking in with you every few hours on a daily basis. You're truly the best at keeping up with all this. I know I have to have another one. It is like very, extenuating or whatever. I don't know if that's a word. I don't think it is. I just made that up. That's all I really had for right now. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation, and neither is reading the public docket. Girl, if you mean to get bye.